A certain freezing process requires that room temperature be lowered from 40 degrees Celsius at the rate of 5 degrees Celsius every hour. What will be the room temperature to 10 hours after the process begins? Okay, right? Now, in the given question, a certain freezing process requires a room temperature be lowered from 40 degrees Celsius. Room temperature will be lowered from 40 degrees Celsius. That means the initial room temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. Okay. At the rate of 5 degrees Celsius every hour, it will be lowered. So, from the initial 40 degrees Celsius, it will gradually start decreasing for every hour. For every hour, the rate of the decrement is 5 degrees Celsius. So, what will be the room temperature after 10 hours after the process begins? Okay. So, the initial temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. So, for every 1 hour, 5 degrees Celsius is lowering the temperature. So, after 10 hours, what will be the temperature of the room? Okay, we have to find out the temperature of the room after 10 hours. Okay, so first let us take the given data. Given. So, what is the initial room temperature? Initial room temperature is 40 degrees. Initial room temperature is 40 degrees. So, for every 1 hour, it gradually decreases 5 degrees Celsius. Okay. For every hour, it decreases 5 degrees. Okay. So, what will be the temperature after 10 hours? After 10 hours means the initial time plus 10 hours. That means what is the initial time here? Sorry, what is the initial temperature here? 40 degrees Celsius is the initial temperature. Okay. After 10 hours means we have to add 10 more hours. So, plus after 10 hours, it will decrease 5 degrees Celsius for every 1 hour. 5 degrees Celsius for every 1 hour. That means for every 10 hours means 10 into minus 5. Why? Because the temperature is lowering here. The temperature is lowering. So, we have to write minus 5. Okay. Is equal to the room temperature. Okay. We have to find out this x. We don't know here. What is this x here? The room temperature 10 hours after the process begins. Okay. The room temperature 10 hours after the process begins. Okay. We have to find out this x. Initial temperature is 40 degrees. After 10 hours means 10 more hours plus 10 more hours. So, plus 10 into minus 5. Why we are using minus 5 here? The temperature is decreasing. Okay. If it is increased, we have to add plus 5. The temperature is decreasing. So, we have to write minus 5 is equal to x. What is x here? The room temperature 10 hours after the process begins. Okay. Now, we have to calculate this. So, 40. I am ignoring the units here. Later, we can write it. 40 plus 10 into minus 5 is minus 50 is equal to x. Okay. The product of a positive and a negative is always a negative. So, 40 minus 50 is equal to x. That means minus 10 is equal to x. Therefore, x is equal to minus 10 degrees Celsius. We have to measure units. Okay. Don't forget to write the units. We have to measure the units. In mathematics, units are the very important. Okay. So, x is equal to minus 10 degrees. So, the initial room temperature is 40 degrees. For every 1 hour, 5 degrees Celsius is decreasing. So, after 10 hours, what will be the room temperature? After 10 hours, the room temperature will be minus 10 degrees Celsius. Okay. In a class test containing 10 questions, 3 marks are awarded for every correct answer and minus 1 mark is for every incorrect answer and 0 for the questions not attempted. Okay. And they gave us 3 questions to find what are the scores of 3 individual persons. So first look into the given data. In a class test containing 10 questions, okay, 10 questions in exam paper, there are 10 questions. So 3 marks are awarded for every correct answer. If we write all the 10 answers correct, we'll get 30 marks. That means the test containing 30 marks, okay. If we write all the correct answers, each question carries 3 marks. If all the correct answers are 10 answers are correct, we'll get 30 marks, okay. And minus 1 mark is for every incorrect answer. If we write any wrong answer, 1 mark will be deducted. That means 1 mark will be minused from the result of us, okay. And 0 for questions not attempted. If we didn't attempt any question, if we didn't attempt that question, we won't get any marks, okay. The marks will neither be added nor neither be deducted, okay. So 3 marks is for the right answer, minus 1 for the wrong answer, and 0 for the questions which are not attempted, okay. So what we have to do, Gopi gets 5 correct answers and 5 incorrect answers. What is his score? So first let us write the given data. So how many questions are there? Total number of questions. Total number of questions are 10, okay. So marks allotted for right answer. Marks allotted for correct answer. So marks allotted for correct answer is 3 marks. For marks allotted for one correct answer is 3 marks, okay. Marks allotted for one incorrect answer is minus 1, okay, minus 1. Next, okay. So we have to calculate the Gopi result. Gopi gets 5 correct answers and 5 incorrect answers. Gopi gets correct answers. So how many correct answers Gopi wrote? Gopi wrote 5 correct answers. That means 5 into 3. How many marks? 15 marks. Okay. Gopi wrote 5 incorrect answers. Gopi wrote 5 incorrect answers. So 5 incorrect answers means 5 into, for each question 1 mark will be deducted. That means for 5 questions, how many marks he will be deducted? Minus 5 marks. Okay. So what is his score? We have to find the total score of Gopi. Total score is equal to 15 minus 5 is 10 marks. Okay. So out of 30 questions, out of 30 marks, Gopi scored 10 marks. Okay. He wrote 5 correct answers. So for each correct answer, 3 marks is allotted. That means for all the correct answers, he scored 15 marks. And he also wrote 5 incorrect answers. For each incorrect answer, minus 1 mark will be deducted. Okay. So minus 1 means 5 into minus 1 means minus 5. So 10 minus 15 minus 5 is 10 marks. So total score of Gopi is 10 marks. Okay. So next one. Reshma gets 7 correct answers and 3 incorrect answers. What is her score? Okay. So the second one is Reshma. So Reshma, how many correct answers she wrote? Reshma wrote 7 correct answers. Reshma wrote 7 correct answers. That means 7 into 3. 7 into 3 is 21 marks. So for correct answers, she scored 21 marks. But Reshma also wrote wrong answers, incorrect answers. How many wrong answers she wrote? 3 incorrect answers. That means 3 into minus 1. That means minus 3 marks. Okay. For all the right answers, she scored 21 marks, and for the wrong answers, she lost 3 marks. So what is the total score of Reshma? Total score of Reshma is equal to 21 minus 3. 21 minus 3 is 18 marks. Okay. In this way, we have to calculate Rashmi marks also. Okay. Next, Rashmi. Rashmi gets 3 correct answers and 4 incorrect out of 7 questions she attempts. So out of the 10 questions, she attempted only 7 questions. In that 7 questions, 3 are correct answers and 4 are wrong answers. So what is her score? Okay. So how many correct answers Rashmi wrote? Correct answers of Rashmi is equal to 3. So 3 into 3 is 9 marks. Okay. How many incorrect answers Rashmi wrote? Rashmi wrote 4 incorrect answers. That means 4 into minus 1 means minus 4. So what is the total score of Rashmi? Rashmi wrote only 7 questions, right? So what is the total score of Rashmi? 9 minus 4 is 5 marks. Okay, got it? In this way, Gopi scored 10 marks, Reshma scored 18 marks and Rashmi scored 5 marks. Okay. So what is given in the data? A merchant while selling a rice earns a profit of 10 rupees per bag of basmati rice. Okay. If he sells one bag of basmati rice, he'll get a profit of 10 rupees. Okay. If he sells 2 bags of basmati rice, he will get 20 rupees. If he sells 3 bags of basmati rice, he will get 30 rupees. In this way, number of bags, by increasing the number of bags, the profit will also be increased. Okay. And a loss of 5 rupee per bag of non-basmati rice. For a normal rice, that means non-basmati rice, if he sell a non-basmati rice, he will lost 5 rupees per bag. Okay. If he sells 2 bags of non-basmati rice, he'll get a loss of 10 rupees. If he sells 3 non-basmati rice, he will get a loss of 15 rupees. Okay. So first, what they asked us to do, he sells 3000 bags of basmati rice and 5000 bags of non-basmati rice in a month. What is his profit or loss in a month? Okay, he sold 3000 bags of basmati rice and 5000 bags of non-basmati rice. Okay, so what is the profit gained for basmati rice and what is the loss occurred while selling non-basmati rice? We have to calculate both the profit and loss and we have to estimate whether did he got profit or loss in that month. Okay, first write on the given data. So what is given in the question? Profit earned for selling one bag of basmati rice is 10 rupees. Okay. Next, loss occurred for selling one bag of non-basmati rice is 5 rupees. Okay. So 10 rupees for a profit and 5 rupees for a loss. So first what we have to do, the shopkeeper sold 3000 bags of basmati rice. So number of basmati rice bags sold, how many? 3000 bags. Okay, so for 3000 bags, how much profit will he earn? Profit for 3000 bags is equal to 3000 into 10. Why? Because 10 rupees is the profit for each bag. We have to calculate the profit for 3000 bags. So 3000 into 10, that means 30,000. So 30,000 rupees will be his profit. Okay. Next, number of non-basmati rice. Number of non-basmati rice bags sold. So how many non-basmati rice bags are sold? 5000 bags. Okay. So what is the loss occurred for 5000 bags? Loss occurred for 5000 bags is 5000 into, here loss is 5 rupees. Okay, loss means we have to write -5. Okay, the number will be reduced. So -5, 5,000 into -5 is -25,000. Okay, so he got a profit of 30,000 rupees and a loss of 25,000 rupees. So we have to calculate whether did he got profit or loss by selling all these bags together in 1 month. Okay, so total amount he earned is 30,000 for profit and 25,000 for loss. That means 30,000 minus 25,000 is 5,000. So 5,000, this is a positive number, 5,000. So 5,000 is the amount he earned after selling all these bags. So it is a profit for him. If the answer is in the negative value, then it is a loss. Okay, so this is a profit. Therefore, the shopkeeper or a merchant earned a profit of rupees 5,000. Okay, so he earned a profit of 5,000 rupees. So next one, what is the number of basmati rice bags he must sell to have neither profit nor loss? If the number of bags of non-basmati rice sold is 6,400. Okay, in the previous one he got a profit of 5,000, but here he will not get a profit, neither a loss. So how many bags of basmati rice he have to sell to get neither a profit nor loss? He already sold 6,400 non-basmati rice. So how many bags he have to sell to get neither a profit nor loss in that month? Okay, so how we have to write it? We don't know the number. So number of unknown basmati rice bags is X. So for each bag 10 rupees is the profit. So X into 10. Okay, so this must be equal to non-basmati rice bags is equal to basmati rice bags. So he already sold 6,400 bags. For each bag 5 rupees is the loss. Okay na? So we have to write in this way. So X into 10 is 10x. So 64,000 into 5. Sorry, 6,400 into 5 is 32,000. Okay, we want the X value here. So I am going to transpose this 10 to the RHS side. So X is equal to 32,000 by 10. Okay, when we cancel, X is equal to 3,200. So the merchant have to sell 3,200 bags of basmati rice to get neither a profit nor a loss in that month. Okay, got it?